So my mom finally said, y'all daddy about y'all might we got daddy? Yeah, he in Virginia. What? You haven't talked to his Aunt Jenny for last what? You always knew? My sister, yeah, we knew. You knew too?
Yeah.
We ain't want you to be like him, your dad is crazy.
See that? It's,
I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah, get back to the question, man. I'm
ah,
sorry.
yeah.
I didn't know that was gonna bring it out,
Hey,
messing up
that's
my
okay.
mascara. I was trying to
That's why
get
we
my
here,
face
man.
right. In the cave with the coach.
You
And
know what? You already answered the second one.
Yeah.
What was the worst thing you remember about your childhood? Let's move on.
Gotcha.
You already answered that one. Let's move on. I feel it. All right. So when were you happiest as a child?
When was I happiest?
Yeah.
Um, wow.
Sometimes that hit harder than
Yeah,
the worst parts.
because of the fact that unfortunately how I grew up, um, a lot of my childhood was lost to my mom finding herself. Similar, very similar to how some of these kids are today. Like I said, my mom do got 2 degrees, but she don't have online degrees.
Right.
Back then, you had to go to school.
Yeah, it wasn't no online. Yeah, yeah.
You know, you had to go to work, and you know, you had to catch the bus and do our. She had to do all this stuff. So what it took from me in my childhood, like I said, my sister moved out when I was young, maybe 9 or 10, somewhere there between. I'm not gonna say right at 7, because I'm 7 years older than Corey. So about whatever age you could start going to preschool,
I got you.
daycare. Because I used to pick Corey up, literally for real. Used to go to school,
Mm-hmm.
come home, pick Corey. I was the one pick Corey up from daycare.
Mm-hmm.
Had the shoestring, you know what I'm saying, around my neck.
Mm-hmm.
Come home, open the door, try to cook something, you know what I'm saying, eat whatever. And nobody came help us with our homework. Nobody, you know, we would watch TV. Me and Corey would sneak off.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you one of the happiest times, and I also end up being one of the saddest times. A sad time. I ain't gonna say it wasn't even sad. Let me take that back. One of the happiest times
Okay.
in my childhood was I was about 11 years old, right? And we was in love with karate shoes, karate movies, all that stuff, right? But nobody would never take us. Nobody would never take me and my brother Corey to see it. Because my mom had to work her first job and then go to school at night. So she'd get home 12 o'clock on, she wouldn't do it. So, like I tell you, I grew up in Newark. They took us on the trains enough for me to know how to catch the train to get to New York, right? To get to Penn Station. So one day, we had crept up enough money doing chores and stuff. Me and Corey said we're going to see a karate movie. Corey's might be about 4 or 5. For real, this real talk. 4 or 5 years old. We lived in Hillman in Newark, New Jersey. I took Corey and me and that key
Mm-hmm.
after school, and instead of going upstairs, we went down to Penn Station, hopped on the train. New York, me and Corey, karate movie. Bam! Where your mama? She coming.
Yeah, yeah.
She said she'd meet us at the popcorn machine. Hi, boy, boy. I'm 11, he 4, we're in New York. Watch karate. Hi, boy, 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 boy. Party.
Yeah.
Leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Back at Penn Station, everything cool. We on the train, me and Courtney saw karate.
Mhm.
Everything hot.
Mm-hmm.
My aunt come on the train. I know. Hey, where y'all at? Hey, 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 Corey, hey, hey, auntie.
The hell you doing on the train?
Where your sister at?
Mm-hmm.
See, what happened was,
Mm-hmm.
who took y'all to New York?
Mm-hmm.
Home, it was another karate movie. My mom was, take that one. She ain't work late that night.
No.
Well, she still know I'm lying.
Yeah.
She still work late.
Uh-huh.
But she crept in on me late. What the? Did I just hear?
So, well, that was a double feature.
That's why I say it was a good movie. It was the greatest day and the best day. Guess what? We saw karate.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's double feature.
Nobody can take that from us.
Let's move on to this one. We coming forward now.
All right.
So, when did you realize that you were different from people in your family? And I guess when I say different, I mean,
Yeah, I know what you're talking
yeah, when did you realize? Because you know, most people in the family, all of them beat to a certain drum.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
About 16.
16.
Yeah. The Thanksgivings and birthdays. You know, because my birthday fall on Thanksgiving. So it was never like a real party for me. It's always people got together for Thanksgiving and did things like that. But about 16 when I saw like the route my cousins was on, the route my aunts was on, I knew I didn't want to be like that. And I come from a family that's largely female, you know what I'm saying? Whole lot of aunts, whole lot of female cousins, not a whole lot of dudes. And the dudes that's there, they real like to themselves, not really, you know, doing a whole lot. So, yeah, that part wasn't really the same. What would you say was when you found out? Because I remember you being taller than everybody when we was growing up.
Yeah.
So I know that had to be something all in itself.
Yeah.
That and I mean, we just talking, but you know, we had to sell. We had to become pharmaceutical reps just to enjoy a little bit more life than what was given.
Definitely.
So,
And I don't know nobody that came from where we from that didn't do it.
Nobody. So I guess when I realized I didn't like the way my family was living. I didn't like what they was accepting. You know, what was the norm. I didn't like that. I always felt like I know it's more out there.
Yeah,
I know it's more out there.
Yeah.
And then not having a dad. And I mean, if we being a whole buck, not having a mom either. Cause my mom, I love her to death, but she wasn't there. She was figuring out her own path.
Yeah, living their life.
Yeah. So I had to figure out what I needed to figure out. And it's not all, when you don't have no guidance as a 15, 16-year-old kid in the projects, when you don't have no guidance, then you pretty much learn on the fly.
Yeah.
So when I realized that I was different, I learned in the streets. I didn't learn in the house.
Yeah.
I learned in the streets, and I learned it was trial by fire. But
The streets, you gotta travel.
yes, sir. And I knew then, if I wanted to be a little happier than being in the house, that I had to take more risk. So I guess the age when I realized I was about 15, when I realized I was about 15 when I got into the streets,
Yeah.
and not praising the streets at all, not praising it, but I actually felt more love in the streets than I felt in my house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I can relate to that.
Yeah. So I guess 15.
So when you said that now, right, you gave me a flashback. The one thing about my big sister, right, my big sister always tell me all the good stories. She tell the whole family stories. And I've been wanting to be a businessman, entrepreneur my whole life. Like you said, different. One way I found out I was different that way, right, I never forget, I was in third grade, and they had a career day, you know what I'm saying, from the people in the hood, you know, career day, firemen, officemen.
Right.
I wanted to be a businessman. I had my sister dress me up in a little jacket and vest, right, had a little briefcase, right, took the briefcase, there's no kidding, true story, my sister took the briefcase to food stamps, my mom, to the store across the street, the old, the bagel, like they call it. And the old man would sell me a whole box of, not the Nilays, the ones that are a little bit smaller. They look like Nilays in the same pack, but a little bit smaller. The whole box from food stamps that my sister would get. My sister, now one thing I gotta say, even though my mom wasn't there, my sister was there.
Yeah.
She was 10 years older than me, but she was like, damn, she didn't live with us. She was like a real hustler. Like you said, she was doing her thing, but she was there.
She
Able
was-
to bust somebody up. So
she
even
was-
though I didn't have a brother.
She was present in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody else knew that. You mess with Mondo, because I didn't have the big brother. I didn't have uncle. Everybody knew this, so I could be like a target. You see what I'm saying? But I had this sister that had come jumping off the steps. You know what I'm saying? I had this sister that hit you with a broom. I had this sister, not one, sister. And people knew that. Oh, you can just saying it. Well, let me tell you why Sandy like that. Damn. All right, so remember I told you my mom didn't want to keep me away from my daddy. Sandy 10 years older than me. She grew up with my daddy. So she knew what living with my daddy could do.
Right.
My daddy, when he would move, he was like I said, sergeant, all that stuff in the army. He would move to different, towns. Sambo, that's what he call her. Go out there, find a girl talking the loudest and beat her ass. And come back, and I better get a good report. My sisters have to go to the playground, fight, come back and report back, Dad, I beat this girl, that girl, this girl, that girl. My dad would sit at the bus stop in the morning. This he would do, so that's why they say he was crazy. And this is real stuff. Everybody vouched for it. Yeah, Sandy went through, yeah. He hear girls saying, oh, here comes Sandy, here he comes at the bus stop. When she get home from school, Sambo, I heard that girl say this about you, that girl, what you gonna do about that? She got to go out to the park. To the store where they tell us all the time, true story. One day a parent came home with her daughter. My sister done beat the girl clothes off, right? Miss Smith, your daughter beat you. What? My daughter did what? Sambo, get down here. Did you beat this girl the clothes off of her? Yes, sir. Go your ass upstairs. Ma'am, I'm going to go handle this ASAP. Don't you worry. But young lady, I'm so sorry Sambo did this to you. My mom and my sister upstairs. My sister, like that movie with the Tales from the Crypt when the dude was had monster. That's what they thinking coming upstairs. My sister and my mom. Harold don't. That's why I'll use my name, Harold. Harold don't. Move out the way. Sambo. Yes. Great job, girl. That's my baby. You whooped the clothes off of a girl. Come on here, give me a hug. That's they grew up. My mom said she did not want me growing up because he was waiting
For you.
for his son. You think if his daughter did that, wait till I get my boy. My dad had a 5th-degree black belt. He was like the real deal, for real. He was like, wait till I get my boy. They knew it. So big shout out saying, that's so. Some of my not growing up, my dad can't, and not just, I'm talking about everybody vouched for it.
Right.
They said back in the day when my dad would walk up Reed Street, people would cross the street. And he wasn't but 5'7".
Up Reed, rough as Reed was.
Cross. Look at that crazy dude. Hang out all the bars. All had women all over. They said I probably got so many brothers and sisters from down there. Cause after my daddy beat up a couple big dudes.
Now the women all on him.
Yeah. And he was this army dude, little fit dude that could fight. Country. He's from the mountains, Virginia. So he talked up there, boy, you better get up there. Little but big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Have you ever
yeah,
seen it?
stocky, yeah.
No. Little in size, but you big in presence.
Got you.
Like you could tell, like, something ain't ready with this dude.
His aura was, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll whoop your ass. You can feel it, yeah. Yeah.
Little Martin, my mom tell us all the stories how my dad used to kick people out the house, call people white ugly, call people kids ugly. He was one of them. And dare you
Yeah,
go outside.
because he know he put that shit on you. He already knew.
So that's two things you done found out about me. Why they don't call me Harold.
Right.
And why my mama really didn't want me to grow up with my dad.
Right.
Cause he had plans, like he was like kind of like Floyd Mayweather probably had for Floyd Jr. Like I was gonna have his name, I was gonna be taller than him, he had all this stuff like. You see what I'm saying? He's like, ooh, I'm gonna build me a machine. That's why I tell you that one time I did get to see him. He tried to do like everything that you do with somebody's son do in one summer. Like for real. And that's why that song Love Will Save the Day by Whitney Houston, one of my favorite songs to this day. My daddy brought me the tape, Love Will Save the Day, and let me drive his Monte Carlo every day.
I remember the Monte Carlos, boy.
78.
Yeah.
Right? We lived in Buffalo Gap, Virginia, up in the mountains, real mountains. And the closest town was 11 miles down the mountains in Stanton, Virginia, right? So you had to go down the mountain in the Monte Carlo. Love Will Save the Day, 17 years old. From Newark, grew up in Newark, just moved to South Carolina, but I'm in the mountains riding down this in the Monte Carlo. Love will save the day. 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 Every day. I was happy. That's when finally got my daddy.
Yeah.
I was happy. Love will save the day. That's what Whitney said. Messing up the questions, man.
No, you good. You good, because, really, I just wanted us to talk, you know what I'm saying? Because even though we knew each other for almost 40 years,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's not everyday conversation.
A lot of people don't know.
Yeah. It's not for them to know.
Yeah.
I mean, they gonna know now, but, yeah.
But
No, that actually ain't unfortunate.
no, it's not.
Because guess what? My name is spoken of amongst the most successful people now.
Right.
I'm not a name, people don't say my name is people that, oh, mine, no, you can't, no.
Yeah.
Mine, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So because I had to work my ass off to get
Right.
And because of all that stuff that you talking about now,
Yeah.
the reason why today I at least am there. And made a shitload of mistakes, right? Still probably gonna make some more,
Yeah, you're not done.
right?
Yeah.
But I made it this far.
We're not done.
Oh man, made it this far.
That's right.
53.
That's right.
I got two of my last three children. Well, all three of my youngest children this May are graduating from somewhere. All three of my youngest. Two graduate college, one high school. For a dude from Saxon Home to be graduating his last 3 or 5 children, 2 with degrees. One got 2 degrees. One of my daughters graduated with 2 degrees from big time school.
Right.
Living the weight, you know. Man. So, you know what I mean? The other place I could have been, Broad River, the feds.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of my friends did that fed stuff. See, and if you notice in my story, I ain't got no prison stories. And I'm not ashamed of that.
No.
You know, I'm sorry, my friends. I had a praying grandmama. I had a praying mama. I had luck, whatever you want to call it. I had some help.
Yeah.
But I've been in situations where I could have easily, you know, went down that road, you know. And I guess God didn't have that plan for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? God wanted me. I'm a father. I got 5 kids. I got 8 grandkids. Everybody in my family know who I am and get something from it directly to this day. All of them. So it's like, what the freaking blessing. From a dude that grew up not knowing no daddy. My mom worked all the time. And my big sister was my biggest, closest big brother, uncle. And she was out there trapping hard in New York, New Jersey. The real stuff.
Yeah. The one thing.
In the 80s with Zanzibar and cocaine and kilos and back in the day. Over 7 years, so they can't get her for that.
That's another episode.
For real.